Good afternoon. We are back after quite a while, I think. We're back on American Truck Simulator, and we are on version 1.41 now, which, of course, as everybody should know, SCS, the developers, have finally given in. And although there has been a multiplayer mod for Euro Truck and American Truck for a little while now, SCS have brought in their version of multiplayer, or they basically call it convoys. I think it's limited to 8 people in game at the moment. The biggest downfall of it, I've tested it once on Eurotruck and it seemed to work fine, but of course the downside to it at the moment, it's in its very early stages, and the biggest restriction of it is that it only works on the vanilla maps. It only works on all the maps that come with the game, as well as the DLC maps, but it does not work, and it won't work if you have any mods installed. As you can see right here, if you look here, we have a new tab in the menu, which is greyed out, and the text box comes up telling you cannot join a convoy with any mods installed. So until obviously they adapt that for the future, whether that will happen I don't know, but it doesn't hold a great deal of appeal, certainly not to me. I mean, I never liked the multiplayer in Euro Truck anyway. I'm sure it's improved a lot since I tried it, but there was too much lagginess in it in the early stages, and I think I tried it and gave up after that. But anyway, that's one of the new features in American Truck and Euro Truck. It's the convoys. The other thing is there is the option now to pay your way to go to a particular location. Now, the one thing to point out with this feature is quick travel only works on cities or locations that you've already been to. So for example, if we look at the map, the quick travel option doesn't allow you to go to Gallup because I haven't been there, and it tells you up the top of the screen, city not visited. So you can't go there. At any point that I drive through Gallup in the future, it will then allow me to go back to Gallup, and it will cost you a fee. So for example as well, Oxnard I've already been to, so if I hover over there, you'll see it costs $974, which is nothing when you're using a money cheat like I used at the beginning of this profile, just to get money to buy a truck. It only costs you $974 to get to there. So that's the sort of legal way of doing it, but the way I've always done it is by using the developer console and just typing in go to. That's still a way of doing it, because that's how I got to Phoenix. I was actually down in Mexico. I can't remember where it was. I was down here somewhere, and I was checking the jobs that were available, and well, the one that caught my eye was one that takes us from Phoenix, Arizona, right up through California, up into Oregon, and I think it takes us to Astoria, which is still on the border of Oregon and Washington, but that's where we get a ferry connection that takes us to the island map, or basically Hawaii. It's a pretty small map, but we have a job lined up to go to Hawaii. But in the meantime, what I want to point out here is, let's just have a quick look at the world map. We have an amalgamation of maps in this setup here. Now I'm using the plain background map. That way it helps my eyes to actually see the names of the cities and stuff. because with the world map background and the green background, it's difficult to pick out towns and cities. But we have a collection of maps here. So if you look down here, we've got the Reforma map, or the Mexico map, which again has been amalgamated into one map. It used to be you had Mexico Extremo, the Mexis map, etc. But it's all the one map now, as well as the updates that have been done to it. So now the Mexico map now connects into the southern United States. So you've got a road connection that connects you down, takes you down through Chihuahua and various other locations within Mexico. There's coast to coast, Midwest expansion, the Canadream map, which is up here, and also we have the Pro Mods map, which I believe is in there. And for what I've just noticed is that in this map setup there is broken roads. I've just realised that right now. There's a broken road there, and there's a broken road there, and the reason I'm saying that is because this map setup, I'm going to have to send them a message to let them know that that there are broken roads within this map, because obviously when you're going up here you can't get north that way. You can get north that way, but this seems to be a bit of an issue here. Now I've followed the setup that I seen on the video, and there's also the Alaska map where you have a ferry connection that takes you up there, but I've just noticed that right now. That's a broken road there and a broken road there, so there's obviously an issue with the particular setup in this map, but that won't affect, or it shouldn't affect, where we're going. The other map, I think that no, there's nothing else there. There's I thought there was other maps. I'm trying to remember. There's probably a few updates within it. Let's have a wee look at the launch. We'll go to the launch pad now, which is the main menu and allows you to look at changing profiles and go into the mod manager. If we go into the mod manager, we'll have a look at the setups here. Yeah, you've got the Alaska map at the bottom, the map in the def, then Reforma, coast to coast, Canadream, US expansion or extension, US 24 extension, the Mid-Atlantic coast to coast compatible file, Montana expansion, Montana Canadream road connection, island map, which is of course Hawaii, Reforma coast to coast compatibility patch, and then you've got the Pro Mods Canada group of mods. You've got the map, the models, the def, and the assets package, and Reforma and Pro Mods background fix, SCS map improvements for Bellingham Heights, and then you've got the base for the Bellingham Heights, and you've also got a fix for Pro Mods for Bellingham Heights, the Midwest expansion, and then from there on the rest of these are all my mods that I've got installed. The sound fixes mod, the only truck I've installed is the Kenworth K100E, which is the one I'm using. I've also got a mod which I found a while ago. It's New Mountain Textures mod and the New Summer Weather mod. I've got Realistic Rain, and I've also got the mod for the Route Advisor installed, as well as the thin map background and the full screen world map. Now, credit for this combination goes to TruckSim. I've got the link in the video description. Subscribe to him because he does do map mods, but I'm going to have to send a message to him to let him know there's an issue there with the setup and the broken roads, which, as I say, I just picked it out there when I was looking at the map. So with that, we will exit the mod manager and we will start the game, and I'll get my steering wheel in. Now this is actually, when I picked this job, it came up as a heavy cargo, job, so it gives you the warning screen to check the power of your truck. Now this truck I think has a 600 horsepower engine, which is reasonable enough, but it's also got a good 18-speed gearbox, which in theory should be good enough. We'll find out, but I think the worry I've got is the length of the trailer and where we're trying to exit. So we're going to head north. I might have a look at the map and see whether we should go up the coast road. That'll obviously take longer because other than that we're probably driving on freeway for most of the trip north. We'll soon find out. So it just takes a little second or two to finally load. It takes longer than that to load the first time round, but once you've done it, it should only take a minute or two to finalise the load. Now this could crash. Bear in mind that I've only driven one job on this, or a couple of jobs on it, and obviously with that broken road problem further north, there may well be an issue when we get nearer that area on the map. That we won't know until we get there. I had another map combination which I installed with JBX Graphics, but the JBX Graphics mod, which is a payware mod, it's not fully compatible with ATS because I found that I was getting lots of missing textures on the map combo, so I got rid of it and I just installed a new summer weather mod and the mountain textures mod. I've got that installed and it looks pretty good, but as I say, if we have missing textures with this, it could be an overall issue with the map. I think it's a problem with the actual map setup, the way the combos are installed, or the way the mods are installed in the combination. So I'll send a message to TruckSim and see if he can have a look at it and maybe find out a way of fixing it. I don't know whether anybody's drawn it to his attention. So there's my truck. Let's have a look at our trailer. It's a trailer with 3 trucks on it. It's not actually a trailer, we're just dragging them along the road. And there we are there. Now there's the first problem, is trying to get out of this place. I actually parked a trailer here. The trailer was sitting heading straight out. I should have left it like that, but I don't know how much room I've got at the back.
Beginning route navigation.
Right. Let's have a quick look, see how much fuel we've got. We've got 189 gallons left, so that's going to go down a lot quicker with a heavy trailer. Yeah, this is the worry here as to whether we're going to fit it through here. Well, we've made it through.
left turn ahead. Turn left.
I think it's just gone midnight, so I think it is. At least I can hardly see the clock, but we'll have a few hours to go before we get some daylight.
Take the right turn ahead. Turn right. Take the left turn ahead.
None of these junctions seem
Turn
to have
left.
traffic lights. Look at the speed of these things going past. See if somebody's gonna let me out. Let's double check this map. So we're leaving Phoenix. Now we could head up the coast road that way, rather than going up the freeway. Now let's see if it will let us do it. And go that way. Now you see, it always wants to take you back onto the freeway. Every time it always does it. Right, that'll do it. That's probably adding miles onto our journey, plus it'll add time, but
Begin route navigation. Use the right lane, then turn right. Turn right.
according to the miles, we've got 4,150 miles to go. Wait a minute, what's this? But probably 2,500 miles of those is the connection it takes us over to Hawaii. Just give me a second to change something. My little HUD that I have for XSplit is actually covering the tabs up at the top of the screen. I'm just going to try and move that. Hang on. Back in a sec. Right, that should be it. So now I can see what time it is. It's 5:11 AM. Right. Dawn's just beginning to break. One other thing they've changed in the game as well is the little cursor has been highlighted to show you better on the map where your truck is. So although you've still got the blue sort of triangle arrow showing you your truck and what direction it's going, you've got this little circle that makes sure you stand out better on the map so you can actually see where you are, which is a better idea. I think people probably were crying out for that, because sometimes in these big map combos you find it difficult to locate your truck, especially if the map's busy with lots of names on it. Yeah, I thought we're coming to a weigh scale, so we're having to go in here. Or did it say bypass? I can't remember. I think we're to weigh.
Recalculating.
Yes, we have the symbols down at the bottom left of the screen.
Recalculating.
Try to see how much fuel we've got. With 189 at the start. We're still doing okay. Speed restriction.
Use the right lane, then take the exit on the right. Take the exit on the right.
Getting our documents checked. not another one. Second way scale in as many minutes, not even a bypass option.
Recalculating. Keep left. Recalculating. Keep left.
It's gone 9 AM in the morning. Looks like it's going to be another beautiful day. Another thing to have a quick look at is just to check and see where our refuel options are now. You see, there's a there's an option to refuel there. And the obvious thing with that is getting into the place and then getting out, as to how much room we have to manoeuvre. But that's a resting place in there. We don't need the resting place. And it's a question of whether we've got enough room to get in and get out of there. But I would like to just top her up. So I do that. That will take us in there. And then we don't turn left like the GPS tells us. We go straight on. So even get in and get refueled. We're going down to one lane less, and of course the AI are all stuck on the inside, and I followed them. Just making sure I've got enough room to get out past these two, because they'll sit there all day. Now, why did he turn inside?
Take the exit on the right. Use the left lane, then turn left. Turn left.
Well, this is not what I imagined it to be. Let's have a look at the map. Yeah, so we're turning left there, but then we go straight on. That's what it is. Always best to double check.
Use the left lane, then turn left.
We'll ignore that.
Turn left.
We'll go straight on.
Make a U-turn.
Now, wait a minute.
Recalculating.
I think this is the way in here.
Recalculating. Make a U-turn.
Yeah, she'll keep telling us to make a U-turn until we do make a U-turn. Right, now, where the hell do we go? quite a big complex this, but where the hell's the fuel? Ah, there we are. Give ourselves plenty of room to turn. Right, so we've got ourselves topped up. Just move my mouse out of the way, hang on. Yeah, we did need a few gallons there, so we're just about set to go. Just a sec. Now where do we go? Back round here I suspect.
Recalculate. Make a U-turn. Recalculate. Use the right lane, then turn right. Turn right.
Are we going to make it round that corner? Let's give ourselves a bit more room.
Use the right lane, then turn right. Turn right.
So this has been a little bit of a detour. It just adds to your time, but you got to top up the fuel, and this was the first one we come to.
Use the right lane, then turn right. Turn right.
What a manoeuvre there.
Keep left.
We'll go down to 55.
Use the right lane, then take the exit on the right.
Well, this should be us heading towards
Take the exit on the right.
eventually the coastal route.
Keep left.
I know we'll stay in this lane.
Keep left. Keep right.
It's telling us to keep right. I don't think we're going the right way. Are we? Oh, maybe we are. I thought we'd taken a turn too soon, but we're okay. us out eventually. Wrong lane again. And there we go, our first glimpse of the Pacific on the left. Now we need to look about finding a resting place. Quick glimpse at the map. Well, we're going to do a left turn, well, a right turn, but we're actually exiting up ahead. And then that will take us properly onto the, what do you call it? Onto the coast road, but there is a resting place, so we'll use that part of the route there. Hopefully it's straightforward enough to find a parking spot there, and that should do us, and then it'll be night time.
Beginning route navigation. Use the right lane, then take the exit on the right. Take the exit on the right. Take the left turn ahead. Turn left. Take the left turn ahead. Turn left.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tight squeeze with a trailer this size. This convoy of trucks behind me. Take the right turn ahead. Turn right. This is a bit thinner than I thought it was going to be. Look at the width of the road. Well, it'll have to do. Well, this presumably is a resting place. There we go. Right, so it's 4:45 in the afternoon almost. So if you add, let's say that's 5 o'clock, 7 hours would be midnight. So maybe about short of 2 AM in the morning or something like that when we get back on the road. We'll soon find out. Yeah, 2:44 in the morning. So again, not far off daybreak. We've got 255 gallons of fuel. But we've always got to keep an eye on it because, see, when you have a heavy trailer, it eats up the fuel. I wonder how easy it is to get back out in the main road from here. Oh, this is tight. Now, where the hell are we going here? Right turn? Yeah, this is going to be tight. I think we're out in one piece. In fact, I think we should have went straight across the road there. Yeah, we're actually okay. We're going up that road, that's fine. The fact that we're not going that one, that's okay, but as long as we're heading in the right direction, that's all that matters. I'm going to have to get rid of that waypoint or that'll mess us up. That's fine. Get rid of that.
Route navigation.
So 10 minutes to 4 in the morning. Dawn won't be far away. We'll have a good bit of daylight to drive in. See a bit of the scenery. Daylight's coming. Yeah, this is going to be the slower route because it's a coastal road. You've got speed limit of 40 mile an hour here because it's quite twisty. Now, another quick look at the map. We're heading up the coastal route, and the one thing about this is I'm trying to remember whether it's Eureka or it's further north. It might be. I think it's actually Eureka is the town that you turn off to the left out into the Pacific, as and when there is a working version of the ATMX map. I don't think it's been updated, and I don't know whether it would work properly, but certainly Truck Sim hasn't put it in this combo, but I'm pretty certain that's where it normally is there. And then as you go further out, you've then got Hawaii out this direction. That just looks like maybe another island that was in production for this map, but it hasn't been anywhere near completed yet. Anyway, we've still got a fair distance to go. That's us there, and we've still got all the way up to beyond Portland. It's actually up to, what is it, Tacoma? So it's quite a distance to go just to actually get the ferry, and then the rest, and then the trip will be pretty much over, because once you make that connection to Hawaii, you're basically just getting off the ferry and that's it. That's you straight at the company where you're dropping these 3 trucks. You've got to be careful with these, the way these trucks are set up at the back though, because I've had a trailer like this before, and they do get damaged pretty easily if you start whipping around these corners too quickly. So if you want to be a Formula 1 driver in American Truck Sim, this isn't the road for you. Stick to the freeway. Or better still, stick to an F1 circuit. Belgium's a good one. Spa in Belgium's a good one of the best Formula 1 circuits in the world. But I digress. We've got a bit of sea fog. Take the full width of the road there just to be safe.
Use the right lane, then turn right. Turn right.
Well, we've got a green light, which is amazing. another green light, that helps. Just coming up to 8:30 in the morning.
Take the left turn ahead. Turn left.
San Francisco. Good afternoon, who's that? Just noticed that in the chat. I've been all alone here since I started. I don't recognise the name. SR Team, who's that? Get onto Twitch, it's quicker. Or maybe they get bored and left. I don't know how long that's been in the chat. I've probably ignored it for half an hour. It's me. Where's the Microsoft Flight Sim? It's in the hangar at the moment. Bear in mind, I only ever use it with, I fly it in numpty mode with everything on, and I only ever use it with an Xbox controller. The joystick that I've got, I can't remember what it's called, but when I plugged in the joystick, it's an actual flight joystick that I got years and years ago. The game doesn't recognise it. So I ain't spending any money in joysticks for Flight Sim. I don't like Flight Sim that much and play it that much at all to be spending any more money on it than I paid for the bloody thing. I'm heading to Hawaii, by the way, and just in case you're wondering. I still don't know who the hell SR Team is. It's not a name I've seen before. Well, there's the Golden Gate up ahead, so it looks as if we're heading under it. Well, I think it's the Golden Gate Bridge. It's San Francisco, so I assume it is. But you're going to have to tell me who the hell you are. I don't have a dedicated viewer. In fact, I should be glad that you're here, because no other buggers here watching this. Oh, he's washing the streets, that guy there. Either that or he's got a leak out the bottom of his truck. I'm sure it's the local council cleaning the streets. Well, that's San Francisco Bay there, I assume. In fact, hang on a minute. Hang on a second here, just a wee minute. Let's just do a little fly around. Right, so if that's the Golden Gate Bridge. Right, where the hell's Alcatraz then? Yeah. Yeah, I don't see... No, I don't see Alcatraz Island. He says until he finds Alcatraz Island. I think that's it, but it doesn't look much. Yeah, that is it. That's Alcatraz there. Yeah, but I mean that's very low resolution. That graphic there, that's crap. They didn't put an awful lot of effort into doing that. Obviously, because you're not meant to see it from the fly cam, you're meant to see it from the road. But that looks bad. The detail in that is very low resolution. Not impressed with that at all. That's the first time I've actually looked at Alcatraz, and I'll tell you something else. Oh, but the bloody last time I look at it as well, it's horrible looking. Anyway. I can't see the lights here. I'm just going to go through them anyway. Well, there's the little guy cleaning the street again. He's still in front of us. No, but I mean, the developers know that there's quite a few people use the flycam. Although you have to obviously set it in the actual the config folder. I mean, it's not something that's activated. You have to manually activate it to allow you to use the flycam. But to go to the bother of using the flycam, going over to have a quick look at Alcatraz and then find it as crappy looking as that is not very impressive. I thought they would have made it with a higher resolution quality than what they have done. I mean, they probably thought it's not worth the effort because nobody will be going over looking at it. Well, I'm the one person that's going to go over and look at it and see what it's like, and not impressed at all. Yeah, just jump out the lot of yous. Oh, I mean, I haven't flew around about it. I haven't done the landmark thing where you can fly around about different things in the map, but you know, the quality in that would be far better than what that was. Well, it's taken us quite a time to get clear of San Fran. So that's where Alcatraz is, out there. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video when nobody was here, this is a map combo that was made by, or the guy's channel's called Truck Sim, and it's a combination of maps, but having just started it yesterday, I've only done like about 3 jobs. I was down in Mexico yesterday afternoon, but having loaded this today and had a look at it, there's an issue up here, and he's going to have to change his load order. I'm going to double check my load order is the same as his on his video on his channel, because there's an issue up here where neither of these two roads connect. So the issue with that one is that none of them connect to ProMods. That's, I think, the ProMods map. And with that being the issue, in order to get north, see, that doesn't connect, this doesn't connect, but that one there does. So you have to do a huge bypass, a huge detour to get north on the map and head up. It looks as if there's, yeah, that's fine. It's this takes you up to. There's another problem as well. The problem with the locations is that none of them are named. So that's another problem. That none of them are shown on the Canadream map. So this is an issue here, and I think it must be to do with the load order. What do you call it again? The Alaska map is fine because the names of the towns or the locations are on there, but this is all broken. So I'm going to double check what version I've got, make sure everything's right on my end, and then I'll leave a message on his video to have a look at it. It could be my fault, but I followed his install order to the book, so I'm sure it's right. But there is this problem up here. I'm going to have a look at his video and see if he does. I think he must show us the map, and if it's working, then I've obviously done something wrong, but I'll worry about that yesterday. Right, so the majority of this trip is heading north, so once we get up beyond Portland and up to there, then the trip will be over pretty much, because once we make that connection to Hawaii, we're only getting off the ferry and then turning into the first company that we come to, and that's where we drop these trucks off. Now the question is whether it's going to be easy to park them, but that'll no doubt come. Aren't we going to New York? New York's the other bloody side of the map. It's 3,000 miles away. What are you talking about? We're on the west coast of the United States. There's where we are. We're on the Pacific coast. New York's over here. Up that way somewhere, wherever the hell it is. There it is. There's New York there. We ain't going there. Right, kill that. We'll do that some other time. I need to get a quick drink. Hang on a minute before these lights change. So I don't know how many $100,000 worth of truck that is that we've got there, but we've got 3 of them. No, the thing is though, I mean, to drive from here over to New York within the realms of this game would take probably about 3 hours. I mean, this has been on for What time's that? Almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've probably been on this for 2 hours. And that's me only heading north from Phoenix in Arizona. That's where I started. Let's get a bit of a move on. Oh no, is that it? Maybe I got it wrong. Where the hell are we going? We're going over the well, that bridge that I thought was the Golden Gate Bridge. That wasn't it, because this is it. So let's have a better look at this. Aye, that's it. Going through the mist, the sea fog. That's the Golden Gate. Of course, I should have realised that, because the Golden Gate Bridge is that rusty red colour. There's Alcatraz there. No, it's not, it's a rock. Alcatraz, that it further up there? Yeah, that's the one that we went to look at, yeah. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, what's this guy doing? Where the hell's he went to, him with the plane? I can hear him, but I can't see him. There he is. Oh, there's another one. Ah, they just do a quick U-turn. Well, there's not a pilot in the world can do that. He's just going to do a quick 90-degree U-turn, 180 degrees. No, he's not. He's going to fly along the side of it. That's why you want the view cam. Oh, good afternoon. Well, at least I know that's you, Tam. I presume that's semi-pro under some other silly pseudonym. That's what I'm trying to guess. Well, we should have Tony Bennett playing right now. I left my truck in San Francisco. It's a bit like, it's like a scene out of King Kong, listen to the planes flying about us. The little biplanes. Well, oh, they're semi-pro now, so who the hell's SR Team then? That's who I was thinking SR Team is. You must have about 15 profiles on YouTube. Well, it's going okay so far. You know why? Because I haven't crashed into anything yet, and I normally do. But as I say, this map has a connection problem further north, and the map could crash as we get nearer that part of the map where the broken roads are. So there could be a disaster the further north we go. What a noise in this tunnel. I'm just a random watcher. Bullshit. Random watcher. No random watcher addresses me by my first name. Nearly crashed here because of that, reading the chat. I thought it says, oh no, it is. I'm trying to read the chat and trying to drive the truck, and the road's twisting all over the shop here. I'm going to crash. I need to pay attention.
Continue straight.
The frame rate's pretty good. Mind you, I was tweaking the settings within the config file to try and get it to run as at full pelt with the best frame rate I can get. What's happening here? Why are we slowing down? Slow down now. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I thought we were going to make it tight round the bend there. We need to go wider than this or we're going to wreck these trucks. Right, you get past and out the bloody way. We need to go wider. Take the exit on the left? What the hell are you talking about? We're going. Well, the Google Maps GPS. What the hell's up with this truck here? Oh, look at this! I mean, that was asking for a disaster. I'm glad I've got that in camera because that is. What's his number plate? This guy here in the bloody Jeep. He's just been flying into that truck there. I'm glad I wasn't involved. I had nothing to do with it. I'll just give him a body swerve. What's going on here? Nothing to do with me, officer. Oh, here, shit, look at this arsehole. Where bloody American drivers? I thought I was bad. Oh no, we need a rest now. I think the general idea was that I was going to make it to the ferry before we had to take another rest, but looking at the road ahead, I somehow don't think that's going to be the case because it's twisty and well, there isn't a resting place there. There's one there, but it's the opposite side of the road. There's one there, so that's where we're going. We're just going to do a little detour into that and we'll park up there. That's not that far to go.
Beginning navigation.
So it still shows us with what 3,300 miles to go, but that's a bit false because of the length of journey on the ferry over to Hawaii. I mean, that's going to take probably 2,500 miles off that, I would imagine. Because Hawaii's a lot further off the American west coast than you think. It's right out in the middle of the bloody Pacific. That's a snazzy looking car. Now this is just a little small detour, we just need to keep our eye out for it. And then we'll get parked up. Well, obviously it's California, so see those there, that's grapes. This is winemaking country. All of those there, they're all grapevines. Can't be far to go to get to this this stop. Have a quick check and see how we're doing for fuel. We should be reasonably okay, but I can't see the damn thing. What does that say? We'll get 80 odd gallon, no, 180 gallons left, that's fine. Everybody's gone away and left me already. That's one thing I've noticed about when I do this truck driving. Folk come in 5 minutes, they're bored to death and off they go. See, you should always hang around because I usually always have some form of disaster. I think the one that narrows down or sort of reduces the likelihood of accident is because, you know, most of this, well, quite a bit of it is in freeway, and on freeways you're all heading in one direction. So unless I had, you know, if I hadn't my wits about me at that last event, I would have went careering into that bloody Jeep in the truck in front. We must be getting there by now. That sign say there. Maybe it was something to do with low gear or something like that. Where the hell is this resting place? Have I gone past it? Oh, that was the first one. That's the one I don't want to bother with. It's that one I want to bother with, because that's the opposite side of the road. And there's no way I'm crossing that traffic to go in there. That's it there. No way in this earth am I going to risk my neck going over there. Well, it just means that it is gradually getting later in the day, so that just means you're going to have less darkness to go through before dawn. So what is it at the moment? It's 20 minutes to 5 in the afternoon. That's not it.
Use the right lane, then continue straight. Continue straight.
Look at this bloody school bus. I was expecting to see Clint Eastwood standing on the top of it. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Only certain people will know what I'm talking about there. Use the right lane and then turn left. Who are you trying to bloody well kid? I'm getting in here because that's a resting place. Use the right lane and then turn left.
Turn left.
This woman's out of her head here. Yeah, I'm turning left, okay. I'm trying to find a parking space. There it is there. Better not use the disabled spots. We need to give ourselves enough room to get into this though with these trucks. And of course it's not found it. Oh, there it is, it found it at last. Right, so what time are we at? Let's have a quick look. It's 17:30 almost. Who the hell's peeping their horn? Let's have a look at this arsehole behind me. Hang on a minute. Where the hell is it? Well, you're going to have to find an alternative route, mate, because I'm parked up here for the night. Likewise for you. Same goes for you, buddy. I'm down and out. What are we? 3:30 in the morning, right? Again, Dawn isn't going to be far away. That'll do nicely. Jesus Christ, man. I better stick the nose back in a bit here. Let's see if we can find a way out of this lot. I mean, you've got to be joking, it's 3:30 in the morning and it's like rush hour. Looks like everybody's abandoned me. They can only ever last 5 minutes watching this stuff. Not long now, it's what, 4:45, just little signs of daylight. Well, we're speeding, we need to slow down a bit here. Hang on a minute. You use a wheel and pedal set? Yes, I do. Excuse me. I've got an old Logitech Driving Force GT, which was a steering wheel that was launched at the same time Gran Turismo 5 was launched on the PS3, and I got it specifically for Gran Turismo 5, but more specifically for the kart racing within it. That was back in the day when I used to, I used to be up all night racing with the guys. We had a group of guys, most of them were from the States, and we used to have a league, and we would race on, we would have a set season, and it's the most fun I've ever had with the steering wheel. The tears used to be streaming down our face, because we used to race all night. I mean, I used to go to bed at 7 in the morning. And I would start at 7, 8, 9 at night, and I'd race all through the night with those guys. And when we were finished at the end of the night, we used to have a knockout race, which basically meant we picked a track, and it'd be maybe 15 laps or something, and we would have, you used to set it so that you could have anybody who's at the back of the pack could gradually catch up with the pack. And it was the only time we did that, and we did it specifically because the object of the game or that race was to take anything and everybody out in front of you, and so you're racing round in carts at 90 mile an hour, and if you saw somebody in front of you, you'd sideswipe them and take their back end out, and the object was to win the race at the end. But I think most of us were crying with laughter, and the amount of abuse we gave each other. You're sailing along. You've got a nice gap in front of them, and they gradually start catching up. Of course, the next thing you know, you're taken out and you finish last. But that was back in the day, and it was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. I don't know what the neighbours thought, but I was howling with laughter at 3 o'clock in the morning half the time. But yeah, this Logitech Driving Force GT, I said, the reason I'm driving an automatic, I've said this hundreds of times before, but I'm driving an automatic because my gear shifter's unreliable. There's signs of wear and tear. The pedals are still okay, although the brake pedal can sometimes catch on when I'm not paying attention. It can sometimes just stick down. And it's just, the buttons are beginning to go with wear and tear. It's had a load of use, this wheel. I mean, you think about when Gran Turismo came out for the PS3. I mean, I've had this, I can't remember now, it's got to be 10 years and more. And but I use it obviously for Eurotrot and American Trot, and it's still a brilliant wheel. And to get the best enjoyment out of these games, you've got to get a wheel. There's absolutely no use with a controller. You get no enjoyment whatsoever with a controller. And I used to be one of those that said I'd never have a wheel. Mind you, I was one that said years ago when I used to work in Curry's, I'll never have a computer. Why would I need one? And now I wouldn't do without one. You see, every time I see the chat now, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Rather than trying to read it while I'm driving, I'm just going to pause it. because that's when I usually have accidents. And I'm having to get out my chair to actually read that. Right, well, I'll tell you something. You see, my problem at the moment is I would love to update this wheel, right? And I'll tell you, it all depends on what room you've got, where you're going to sit. So if you take my advice, first of all, my wheel is when I got the wheel, pretty shortly after I got the wheel, I got a Wheel Stand Pro, and there'll be new versions of them are available online. And the Wheel Stand Pro is the one I've got is very solid. I presume it's aluminium, most of it, but it's very solid. It's got an angled neck, that sticks up from the floor, from the base of it, which you can angle because you've got an Allen key that you can turn. And then it was designed specifically to fit this wheel. And the brilliant thing about it is, because of the setup where I'm sitting in front of my PC, there's no room at all in my room, and it's in the bedroom, my PC. And the Wheel Stand Pro is brilliant because I leave the wheel plugged into the PC, and the cables come to the main steering wheel itself. But when I'm finished using Eurotruck and finished with the wheel, all I do is I just lift the Wheel Stand Pro with the wheel, and the pedals are all attached at the bottom, and shift it out the way to the side, and that's me done. The one bit of advice I would say is, if you're going to get a wheel, and this is the reason I'm explaining why I haven't got a new one yet, is because I believe it or not, I got a Logitech G27 before I got this one, and I think I had it a number of weeks, and I get so fed up because I didn't have a proper stand for it at the time. I wasn't committed at the time. It was the first wheel I'd ever had, but I got rid of it after a few weeks. The simple reason is that without a Wheel Stand Pro, I was constantly having to hook the wheel up to the desk, sit the pedals, and the pedals wouldn't fit below my desk, because my desk has got a wooden panel right where my feet sit, so everything was sort of uncomfortable to sit in front. And the other thing is, and this is a major drawback for me, is that you've got back then the G27 had a separate gear stick which you attached to the desk next to your wheel. But now the gear stick, I believe, is optional. You have to buy it as well if you want it. If you don't, you've got the paddles on the steering wheel that you can use for your gears. You can configure it to change the gears that way. But I'm waiting for a new Logitech Driving Force to come out, where the actual gear stick is all attached to the wheel. So if you go onto Google and you Google Logitech Driving Force GT and try and find an old picture of it, it'll show you the wheel, but it's got the gear stick actually is all attached. It's all in one unit on the wheel, and that's why I like it, because you've got no separate thing you have to connect up. But these new Wheel Stand Pros that are out, I believe, are designed to take the gear stick option if you buy the gear stick. There's loads of wheels out there. You can pay any amount of money you want, but you're talking about the best part of 300 quid for a half decent wheel. The new Logitech ones, you've got, oh Christ almighty, you've got other, I can't remember the name of them, but there's very expensive. You talk to Keith from Northern Ireland, him with the postcode name, he's the one that spent the best part of probably more than £1,000. I think he spent maybe about 800 quid on his actual wheel, but he'd spend about another 300 or 400 quid just to buy the bloody pedals for it. But you see, he'll get value out of that because he's a much more serious racer than I ever was. I mean, I'm no use in cars and racing games. I like kart racing games. But he spent an absolute fortune in his wheel setup. I wouldn't go to that length. I mean, I'll run this wheel into the ground until it's dead. You know, this will have to fall apart in my hands before I buy a new wheel. Really only when I'm forced into doing it, but I'll tell you something. I would not even attempt to play this game with a mouse and a keyboard or a game controller. I just would not have the heart for it. Because you don't get that proper feedback. You don't get anywhere near the dexterity and the control over the truck. I mean, if you look at the steering wheel in the truck, as I'm turning my wheel a tiny fraction, the steering wheel in the truck turns a tiny fraction. It's, you know, it's dialed in 100%. It gives you full and total control. Larry could what? Maybe I missed what I was talking about there. You're going to have to explain that one to, because that's went straight over my head, that one. Oh, here's a nice bridge. It's like the bridge in the River Kwai. Oh, I've got you now. I was with his bloody trackball mouse. You could steer the truck with the ball, so you could. You definitely could do that, but no. Anybody ever asked me what should I get? Should I get a wheel for a Euro Truck or American Truck? Yes, 110% yes. You must have a wheel. You just simply get far more enjoyment with a wheel than you'll ever get with a game controller. What's the time of day here? Are we still at breakfast time? Yeah, 6:22 in the morning. And how far have we got to go to get to this ferry? Because once we get to the ferry, that'll be us pretty much done. We've still got what? Oh, that looks like another what? 100 odd or more miles. It looks like it might even be more than that. Slam the anchors on there. What's happening up ahead? Oh, a big traffic jam. Well, it is breakfast time. You see, this is when you'd expect it to be busy, when it's getting to the rush hour. Not at bloody 3:30 in the morning. There's bloody trucks and all sorts flying past in the darkness. Of course, the other thing is, if you get into Euro Truck or American Truck, I suppose to get the full enjoyment out of the game and to allow you to then start using map mods and stuff, you've got to have all the DLCs eventually, which obviously costs you more money. I've always bought the DLC maps, the official ones, when they come out. There's like another couple on the way soon enough. And once you've got those installed, then that usually means that most modded maps that you can add to the game allows you to then, you know, expand the map to like what I've got with this one. I mean, the normal map in this game is about that size. It covers, you know, these states here and not much else. And all of this other stuff that you see here is all modded maps. All of these, apart from the fact that we've got a problem up this end of the map. And then you go right down to Mexico and out to Hawaii. These are all map mods. These are not part of the game as you buy it out the box. As you buy this game out the box, you've only got, you know, California, Arizona. You've got up to this area up here. And then this is another map mod. This is Pro Mods. So it enhances the game. Plus you've got modded trucks. This is a mod truck. This doesn't come with the game. This is a truck that somebody has designed for the game. And then you've got weather mods and all sorts that you can put in. I've got realistic rain and thunder sounds in, but we haven't had any bad weather. Because, well, not really bad weather, which you generally don't get in the American Truck game. The weather's usually pretty good. But this is a good mod truck, this one. Decent enough engine, big fuel tank, and a roaring sound as well.
Continue straight.
Won't be long till this is over. Of course, the worst thing about mods is like this setup that we've got here. I've either installed a map incorrectly, or the guy that's done this map combination needs to adjust something in order to fix those broken roads. The problems you get with the game is whenever you install mods into any game, but obviously this is the game I'm talking about, it can cause other issues, and they can be weird issues. I've had them all, and generally what you have to remember is if you start installing truck mods and various other mods, you can break other things in the game. So you're always best to, if ever you were installing a map combination like I've done with this one, add mods, add additional mods gradually, and see if the game still works and there's nothing untoward happened. And as soon as you find there is something wrong, then you take out your mods and find the one that's causing the issue and get rid of it. But that's something you get used to more through time, the more you're used to adding them and everything. It's easy enough to install mods into Euro Truck and American Truck once you've done it 2 or 3 times. Limit here, 55 or 65? That's 65. Now I'm getting a wee bit worried because of the issues that are up ahead. We're only going as far north as there. But we're getting to the territory here where there's issues with the connections. We can see the broken roads, and you know, sometimes the closer you get to these issues, the more likely the game's going to crash. Fingers crossed it doesn't. Still the Pacific there. Told you. If you're still there, what did I tell you? So that's doomed that to failure. I just knew that the closer we got to that part of the map, that we were more than likely to have an issue and the game just died. So that needs some serious looking at. So I'm going to do just a little reference here at the end of this stream, and I'll give the link to Truck Sim. I'm going to review how I've got these installed to double check they are the same. Presumably if he hasn't driven the map an awful lot, he won't be aware of it. But that will give me a chance to double check my load order, make sure everything's done correctly. I'm going to look at his video. But that's how you can have issues. Whenever you see broken roads on a map combination, as there is on this one, The closer you get to them, the more very high likelihood the game's going to crash, and that's a perfect example of it right there. So we can't finish this job, but we'll just have enough, or we'll make enough time just to reference where the issue is at the top of that map connection. It's a connection to ProMods that's the issue, and I'm just going to make sure I've done everything right on my part. It could be something stupid I've done. I'll get to check that. Just takes a wee second to load, but it will load at the last automatic save point, so I'll be somewhere on that road and the game will load fine, but if I keep driving forward again it's just going to crash again. But what I could do is I could spawn the truck on Hawaii if it'll let me do it. It should allow me to do it if I can get the name of the place, and then we'll just complete the job. But it'll probably, unless this is a major fault with the map combo and it can't be fixed, then it'll probably be the end of this setup. I'll need to wait till a proper working one becomes available. And the load time's always there. There's always this little delay at the end with this combo, but it could also be caused by the way the combo is set up that's causing that little bit more delay at the end. So let's look at the map and we'll see where we are. We are there, and somewhere just about sort of up there, around about there, is where we crashed. But this reference is for Truck Sim, and this is ProMods, and these two roads here are broken towards ProMods. That's not a road. I think that is it. Wait a minute, there's a break there. No, that's not a road either. That's fine, that's all working. That's not a road. Right, it seems to be that this part here is the major issue, and that's why the game has crashed at this point. So that is just the two connections that go to ProMods. Now let's have a look at where we are supposed to be going. We're supposed to be going to there and arrive at the ferry point. I wonder if it will still crash if we try and get to Hawaii. So we will use the console. We'll type go to space and we'll type in Hilo or Hilo, however you pronounce it, and see if it will take us there. Yes, it will. So we'll tab out of that. We will click drive, and fingers crossed it will spawn us over that part of the map. It could well crash again. Let's have a look. Right, let's see if we can fly to the ferry port. Wherever it is, it must be down here somewhere. Well, that's a bridge going nowhere by the looks of it. We're off the map at this point, and I'm trying to find where the bloody ferry place is. Maybe it's over here. That's a company. Where the hell's the ferry? Sometimes it doesn't spawn you at a port, sometimes it just spawns you a bit of empty ground, but I can't find it. Where are we? It would be a better idea if we found the actual coastline. Again, that's off the map. What the hell will it be? got him sitting in the roof. Hang on a minute, let's have a look at the map. See if we can get a bearing. So from Hilo we should be going up to there. Up to that point there. Let's try. That's not taking us that way. Where the hell is this thing? I'm back to where I was. I still can't find the port. That's a company. That's going off the map again. How is it so difficult to find where I should be getting off the ferry? Why am I making so much of a fuss in finding this damn place? How hard can it be, as Jeremy Clarkson says, to find a damn place? Right, now, wait a minute. That's a company. I seem to be going round in circles. Ah, right. So it's got to be round about here because this is the airport. Right, now, wait a minute. There we go. And there. Where does this truck spawn? I don't see a spawn point. It's got to be around about here somewhere. This is the right area. Welcome to Big Island. Keep left and exit. You must pass inspection by US Customs and Immigration. Ah, there it is. That's the place. So this is where we would spawn. We would spawn here had we managed to get to that ferry connection. So what we'll do is we will spawn and we'll finish the job. That's what we'll do. Unless it crashes again. But it's unlikely to crash now, I would think, seeing as we're well away from
beginning route navigation
where the issue was. Should be driving the right in Hawaii, I haven't a clue.
recalculate.
must enter inspection. Where the hell's that? I don't see any inspection thing there. There's nothing official waiting to stop me. Warning issued. Wrong lane, checking documents valid, you may proceed. Alright, thanks very much for that. I suppose I was meant to go through those gates there, but there was no sort of green symbol of that to tell me that was where to stop, but anyway. We won't worry about that, we'll just worry about getting out of this damn place.
Recalculating.
Well, we're definitely in the right side of the road. There's that school bus again. There's a little glitch there. That could end up being like a hidden wall or something. You see that distortion in the ground there? I mean, this Hawaii map must be quite an old map as well, so there's a lot of there's a few bugs in it by the look of it. This is us at it.
Recalculating.
Now wait a minute, why would I go in that way? That's a bit narrow. Let's have a look and see where we're supposed to go. Let's cheat and have a look and see where we're supposed to park this damn thing. It looks as if we're meant to go in here. Ah, there it's there. So we'll just to drive straight in. I would have thought that with a trailer this length, but I'm not so keen about going through that gate. But if I go that way, that'll let me through there. I then have to straighten up to go in there, so I think the easiest way is just to go straight through. Oh, there we've hit something. I knew we'd hit something before the end of the trip. And the job is completed, but the map needs to be fixed, or the map combination needs to be fixed. So now that we're at the end of it, well, we'll just complete the job. We'll have one final look, and this will be reference for Truck Sim or Punkit. Is it Punkit.com or something his name is in his other channel? Punkatoon, I think it is. Anyway, these two broken roads here are broken roads onto Pro Mods from Canada Dream, and there are no town and city names on that area of the map. There is on the Alaska map, but there are none up in this area, and the game crashes at this point here when you head up to that direction. So with that, folks, thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe.